So welcome to our first masterclass. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you today. So this is the first series which we're starting. And this is all about trying to bust the misinformation which is all over the internet and social media about skincare. So what better day, guys? So today is where the good wins over evil. So I welcome you all once again. And I'm so happy to be a part of this whole thing with you guys. And let's start off by understanding which location are you all joining in from. So I know most of you are from Bangalore, but please do type which area in Bangalore are you joining in from. I would love to see where you're here. So let me begin. I'm joining you from Hennur. Okay, Jakur. All right, great. Dodbadapur. Very nice. Come on, guys. Let's participate and let's see how many of you are here. Mahalakshmi Layout, Hebbal, Sakarnagar. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so happy that you all have taken this time. So the first thing what I want to understand from all of you is how many of you are confused about the type of skin you have? Type C in the chat box. I know most of my patients are, and I'm sure most of you also are. So come on, let's go. C is for confusion, but you're in the right place. Okay, so let's bust all the confusion that you have today. My next question to you is, how many of you have bought an Instagram serum only to realize that it doesn't suit you? So now you have all the guilt in the world. You have the wrong product and you have spent money as well. How many have felt this guilt? So yes, Soma, I hear you. So this is something which is very common, and type G in the chat box if you are one of them. Yes, thank you so much, guys. So let's move forward. And I would like to acknowledge each and every one of you that you have taken time away from your family to be here for your learning and investing in your skincare. And I know you have a better place to be with your family and friends, especially on this important day, Dasara, Vijayadashami. But I want to share with you that this is symbolic for me because this is a day where we all together act as skin warriors and take out the Ravan, which is the misinformation available all around. And this is a free series. This is not a chargeable one. I would love to educate all of you and share the information so that you as a family unit educate people around in your family, and that creates a ripple, and everybody around you has the right knowledge, the right product, and the right way to take care of their skin. Okay, I hope all of you are game. So type in game in the chat box if you're ready to be a skin warrior. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So what is it that you're going to go back with from this masterclass? So I would like to make it clear that at the end of 1 hour, what is it that you should be clear on? The first thing is to have the right knowledge about your skin type. It could be for a wedding, it could be your wedding, or it could be something important, or just because you want to feel good in your skin. So type right knowledge or RK in the chat box if you want to know the right knowledge about your skin for your wedding. Yes. So the second thing that you would be empowered with at the end of this masterclass is what are the steps in choosing the right products. Now, this is a big confusion area because you don't know what is effective, what is safe. And I would want to empower you today to know what is the right product for you and what is safely done. Would you like to know that? Write RT in the chat box. Thank you so much for participating, guys. I really love it when you people are putting it in the chat and expressing yourself. Let's make it interactive so I get the energy from you, right? I can see it buzzing. Thank you so much. So the third is what you can start as a home remedy, as in a simple, doable thing at home for your skin health, be it for a wedding or for life. Would you like to know what are the simple steps that you can do so that you empower your own body to do its healing, which it is already very knowledgeable and has a great wisdom about? Yes, let's type HM in the chat box. So we know that these are the particular home remedies we can follow. And this is how we empower ourselves to have great skin. All right, let's move on. Now, how many of you love gifts? Raise your hands. So I am somebody who loves gifts too. Yes, of course, we all love gifts, giving and taking. We just had Ayudha Puja and Dasara, and I'm sure you've received a lot of sweets. I would love to give you some gifts too, because you have come up with this interest and intention to have the right knowledge. So the first one is a simple guide to skincare. So this is a digital thing which I would love to share with all of you. The link will be on the chat box. Once you click it, you can get into the DM of Insta and type skincare, and you will be getting this skincare guide, which is a very doable thing. There is no fancy, nothing serious about it. It is something which everybody can follow at home. Would you love to have this? Yes. So please go ahead and click on the link, and this will lead you to where you can do it. So would you like to know more? Dil mange more? So let's go for the second gift. So the second gift is we would like to welcome you into our YouTube community. This is a space where we give a clear-cut idea about what are the basics and doable things for your skin, how your body behaves, and if you have other issues like hair issues or rashes or nails, what you can do about it. We'd love to welcome you there as well. So now, before we start, I would want to share certain ground rules so that we are all effective and we have all our answers, questions answered, and we know how to go ahead with this. The first thing is, please keep your phone on silent. If you give me your focus, I give you double of my focus. Let's make it effective for all of us because we are here on a weekend, remember? So the second thing is, participate 100% in the session with full focus, because when you get the right information, it has to be complete. We cannot have half information, like attending half the session, because half knowledge is always worse than no knowledge. So let's go through the whole process and figure out what is the right way for us, because we are not only empowering masses, but we are doing this for our family and everybody around us. Remember the children and the older parents who are the vulnerable ones, and it's our duty to stand up for them. Finally, give respect and space to people in the chat room. Skin is something which makes you very vulnerable. It can be pulling you down and you may be wanting to share something which is very painful for you. So please give space if somebody is sharing something really important. Okay. And most importantly, this is not a one-to-one session. We do not diagnose diseases here. I would love to if you come to me personally on a one-on-one, or you choose to do a dermatologist close to you. But here, I would like to bust certain things which probably, for example, you're having milk all your life and you don't know that acne is getting worse because of it. So I would want to share something which is very easy, doable for you before you reach the dermatologist. I hope you are clear on this. Type C in the chat box that you are clear about the ground rule and the disclaimer. So we know where we are heading and we have it with clarity, right? Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. So do I have permission to share a bit about my background? And before that, the chat, if it is buzzing a lot and distracting you, I would take permission that we do a direct chat to me so that I have it seen on my screen, and the team will be helping me with answering it at the end of the session. If you have questions, please park it there. I would love to answer your questions at the end of the session. And the second thing is, I would like to ask your permission to share some of my background. As you already know, I'm a dermatologist by profession and I have 15 years of experience. Sorry, it's not 12. And I have experience in dermatosurgery and lasers. And I'm a mother and a daughter, very proud one. a wife, and a painter, apart from being a dermatologist. So I work at Dr. Tina Skin Solutions. It's in Sakar Nagar. And I enjoy my work. I'm here because I want to take a step further and be involved in changing the patient's experience apart from just the products. So these are just my few credentials which I'd like to add, and you're welcome to be on it. And I am also a panelist in certain conferences and everything, which is a part of my work. So, but this is not something which was true for me many years back. Are you all ready for a small little story? So I would love to share my story now. So as a child, I had a lot of skin rashes. I, with my mother, would visit many doctors, and it would be okay for a while and it would all come back. So it meant that in my childhood, I didn't get to experience play time because I was always covered and I was worried I would get a rash. And I had instances where the doctors would be like, don't touch, it may spread. So my self-worth also was something which took a beating, right? So skin issues are something which I know from the heart. So when I am treating a patient, it comes from a space where I know what you're feeling, because it is a dark space to be. Moving forward, my mom was tired of taking me to the dermatologist, and eventually she was like, why don't you become a dermatologist? And that is my story of how I'm a dermatologist today. But what I want you to know is this is a very important thing that you recognize. Skin is not just skin, it means a lot more. It can mean self-worth, it can mean your confidence, it can mean so many things. So also that you're not alone. So many of us have so many stories to share, which I personally hear from my patients. And that's the reason I want you people to have your confidence back, right? So this is a bit about what I went through. And moving forward, today I know what I'm allergic to. I really know that I'm not okay with wheat, and I'm also not okay with exposure to sun. So it took me so much of learning to understand just these small little basic things. If added early for me, would have probably had a good childhood, right? So this is something which is a very powerful thing for me, and I would not want this to happen to people around. So that's the reason, another reason rather, that I would like to have something of this, like a masterclass series, a simple little doable things which people can do for your children, your parents, or your spouses in and around you. Is this powerful, guys? Please type P in your chat box. I would love to know what do people think about this. Thank you so much. So this is the reason why it's my personal intent to educate people, because you have to have the right information for health, safety, and the product knowledge. There's so much of things happening in and around, and I have so many people come back saying that, this is confusing me. I'm overwhelmed. I'm upset that my daughter uses serums, etc. So let's figure the right way out. So what are the steps you need to take for your healthy, radiant skin? And since we are talking wedding, let's talk about closer to your wedding meeting, right? So one thing what I want to bring your notice to is to have a very clear goal. Now, why goal is important? Because you know where you're heading. If you don't know where you're heading, you're not going to reach that place, right? Like I cannot take a ticket anywhere. If I want to go to Delhi, I better take a ticket to Delhi. Likewise, let's talk a bit about your skin goals. Okay. So now listen to me carefully. Don't think about a pink elephant. So how many of you thought about a pink elephant? Raise your hands. Yes. So now the second thing is, don't think about a blue elephant on the pink elephant. How many of you thought about the blue elephant? Raise your hands. Yes, of course. So if you say, I don't want acne for my wedding, guess what? You're going to get acne for your wedding, right? So I want you to have a very clear-cut goal that you are not going to sit and think about what you don't want. Let's focus on what you want. Okay, so the goal is very important. If you have acne, the goal is not, I don't want acne. The goal is, I want radiant skin, right? So When is the right time to start preparing for your wedding? It has to be 6 months before the wedding, ideal time. It can't be lesser than that. 3 months is okay. But I have so many patients who come in 10 days, 1 week ahead. That's terrible. Very less options what we can do. So always remember, have an ideal 6 months at least. That is the right time for us to be working with your skin. Okay, so you're clear on this? Let's see a C on the chat box. You're clear up until now that this is our goal and this is the way forward, right? Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, the most important question that people ask me, what is my skin type? So I'm sure all of you have that question. What is your skin type? So I know that you're confused already. I'll not ask you to type this time. So let's understand what is your skin type. So when you want to know what is your skin type, there are two things. One, you wash your face with a normal face wash. Don't use a salicylic glycolic hard one, or don't use a very gentle soap-free cleanser. So once you have washed your face, you wait for 1 hour. You can either take a tissue paper and blot your face, or you can just leave it. So there are several different things that you will see post half an hour. Okay, pay attention now. The first thing is there'll be some people who feel all sensitive, reddish, a little weird to touch. These are the sensitive skin types. The second category are people who have no idea that they're washed, they don't need anything, they're absolutely normal. Many people belong to the normal category. The third variety is when you start feeling stretched and you are like, I want to use a cream, my skin is not okay. So this is the dry variety. Then you have the final one where everything is reddish, right? I mean, your whole face, is oily. So this is the oily category. So always remember that you can have two categories. You can be sensitive, acne prone kind of skin. You can be oily, acne prone sort of skin. You can have a combination skin in winters. You can have, in summers, and you can have a dry skin in winter. So you don't have one particular skin type. You have multiple skin types, and your skincare should go according to how your skin behaves. How do you know? You observe your skin. You will know, your body speaks. You have to be very clear and aligned to it. Got it? So this is the first step. So if you're clear on what is your skin type and how do you figure it out, please type C in the chat box. If you have a little more confusion, you can either visit a dermatologist, or at the end, we will discuss a little more about it. Okay? So next, we go about what is the right product for your skin type. So this is also something which is a very difficult thing for a lot of people. You have your neighbors, your aunties, your uncles, the Instagram, YouTube, everybody telling you that this is probably the right product. It worked best for me. But you are unique. How will you use your auntie's product? It's not right, right? So I want you to understand first, what is your skin type? Second, what are the commonly used things for that skin type? So let's start with sensitive skin. If you have reddish sensitive skin that you do anything, your skin won't take it, you have to use soap-free cleansers. You have cetyl alcohol, sterile alcohol. These are some ingredients. You have to use ceramides, and your sunscreens have to be mineral sunscreens. Okay, so these are the three important things for sensitive. When you have a dry skin, you can almost go with this, but you can increase the way the face wash is. A little foaming can be okay for dry, but not absolutely soap-free soaps. When you come to oily, the products can have a little bit of AHA, BHA, that is salicylic acid, glycolic acid. So these are products which will remove the oil and also make you feel a bit fresher. But do not overdo face washes. Remember, problem with oily skin is they want to look fresh. They feel if they put sunscreen, they look dark. They keep washing their face. Your body will keep producing oil. So please remember, face washes just twice a day and use the right one. If you don't know, talk to your dermatologist. That's the right way forward. Finally, your very important thing is moisturizers are required across skin types. You cannot get away with oily skin saying, oh my God, my face is oily, I don't need moisturizer. There are specific creams which are formulated for oily skin. These will have very light gel-based feeling, but your barrier is important. If you don't repair it, your skin will keep producing oil, right? So these are the important things which will help you choose the right product for your skin type. This is a lot more information is required, but in this context, this is what I will be sharing with you. But I hope this is a step forward. You're able to see that this is how you can be thinking of. I can share a bit more about it at the end of the session if you wish to. I hope this is clear for all of you. Please type C in the chat box. I'd like to hear. Okay, great. So now, very important thing people forget is to do a test patch. Please do a test patch before using any products. If you're not doing a test patch, this will not tell you if the product is okay for you. Where do you do? Take a little bit, put it behind or put it in the front. You get to know if this product is okay for you to use or not. Don't leave it just for half an hour and say it's okay. Do it the whole day. Wait for a day or two and then decide. Okay, let's move forward. When you are approaching a wedding, always treat your skin problem first. Don't go in directly for skin brightening, medical facials, etc. If you're having acne, pigmentation, hair loss, unwanted hair, treat that first. So always remember your goal. Remember the pink and blue elephant. You will have to remove that and think about your goal. So always treat it so that you are able to have a better skin. So the first step in your wedding preparation is to take care of your routines. So we talk about these 4 components in detail because this is where your home remedies come into use. This is where you can take care of how you eat, sleep, exercise, meditate, mindset. I know these are all boring things. You have heard it a lot, but let's talk science today. Okay, let's talk about how exactly this is going to affect you. First is the food. Now, when we talk about food, food is make or break. If you start your day with tea, coffee, or you're eating a lot of cakes and ice creams, don't expect a cream to help you with acne. It never will. So remember, if you are having a wedding coming up, change your food habits. If you eat a plate of food, please have vegetables first. Then you'll have the protein, last your carbs. I know most of you don't like the vegetables, but it really helps. It will save you all the money from going to the doctors. So start having your vegetable first. All 3 meals, eat vegetable first. Second, if you're having a heavy meal, please walk 10-15 minutes post that. So it is all a game of insulin hormone. I'm not talking diabetes. I'm talking insulin hormone. This is a hormone. If it's not balanced and it is high, you will feel face and neck is darker. Neck fold, arm fold, thigh folds are getting darker. So the game is of insulin hormone. Don't start your day with tea, coffee. How many of you start your day with tea, coffee here? It's okay to admit. Okay. So let's change that. Okay. Mahesha and Rajini, etc. I think we will have to change these habits. Okay. So the next thing is you will have to remember that your food groups in your plate, half should be vegetable, then protein, last the carbs. Quantity should be altered because as an Indian community, we eat more of rice, less of tarkari. Tarkari or sabzi will be just this. So let's focus on this. The next thing is sleep. Now, as human beings, we follow circadian rhythm, meaning between 6 to 6, we are the most efficient. If we sleep or we are going to push ourselves to sleep, somewhere, as in, you're going to sit late at around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you're sitting and working, it's going to produce stress hormone cortisol, and that's going to worsen your way your skin is. So remember, skin health is very much related to your sleep. And remember to clock with the sun. Get up in the morning, show yourself to the sun 1 hour, within 1 hour, and at least in the night, make sure that you are not exposing yourself to the screen within 1 hour of sleep. Okay, so the next thing is exercise, meditation. Don't be a perfectionist, is what I would say. People want to wear the right kind of dress, go to this gym. If you are not having time that day, remember 10-15 minutes is also effective. Just the steps, or make sure you're doing tracking your steps, etc. And each doctor you go to will tell you, take care of your stress. But has any doctor told you how to take care of your stress? No, right? Tell me, do people know how to take care of your stress? I'm sure some of you do. Let's type. Shiv Kumar, I'll tell you about the vegetables soon. Okay. So what do you think is the right way to manage stress? Yes, some people have raised hands. So let's move forward. So if you add a little bit of meditation, you will change the way you respond to the stress. You can't change the people around you. You cannot change the person you're married to. You cannot change your boss or your job, but the way you handle them will change. If you try meditation, I know it is tough. Start with 5 minutes. It's very effective. This is the first thing if you can do, because wedding honestly is a very stressful event, right? You have so many people you have to take care of. You have relatives with a lot of opinions. So please take care of yourself first. You're the most important person in your wedding. Okay, remember that. So let's move ahead with emotional well-being. Now, this topic is very close to my heart because emotions are what we are all made up of, and we take it very personally, and we may be very ineffective in life if we are letting emotions become our boss. So let's do an activity. Are you people open for an activity? I would ask all of you to sit up straight. Come on, let's go. I'm also going to do it. Sit up straight. And all of you, put your hands on your lap. There are 3 breaths I will ask you to take and walk you through something which shows you how skin and emotion is related. Okay, so let's start, people. So start taking your first breath. Okay, take a deep breath inside. Close your eyes. We take another deep breath fully inside. Breathe out. And then you have your third breath. Take a deep breath inside. And breathe out. Thank you so much for participating. Close your eyes. Now, I want you to go back to that time when somebody commented something about your skin. Like they either said you have grown darker, you have a lot of acne, you're looking ugly, you're not looking okay, we're not getting girls or boys for wedding because of you. So start thinking about that time when your skin made you feel upset. Now that you're aware that your skin made you feel upset, do you recollect the emotion that you felt? It could be anger, it could be shame, it could be guilt, it could be a feeling of not being enough. So I remember that I felt not enough when my skin had rashes. So I would like for you to share what was the emotion that your skin made you feel, whether you were in your party or you were in a wedding and somebody made you feel lesser. Can you type in what was the emotion? Let's share, because it's important for people to acknowledge that this is what they felt with their skin. So it could be self-worth, it could be anger, it could be shame. Let's go. Are you able to recognize that skin is something which gives you these kind of painful emotions? Yes. Yes, you're right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable. So skin can make you feel all these things. And I'm thankful that you're able to recognize this, because there are such simple ways for you to know that you don't have to give your power away to somebody else. Nobody should be able to make you feel small or big, because your power is here. And let's work towards it. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. I appreciate it. Thank you. So mindset and emotional well-being for everyone makes you aware, and you can lead an active, balanced life. But another important thing before I head out is, you can get triggered by this anger, guilt, shame, sadness to make a skin decision. Do you recognize the connection? Like, I may be upset that a lady told that you have become dark and I will go to take a steroid from Instagram. So I may be angry that somebody said you having so much acne. So I may go to YouTube and take a decision, right? So these are wrong triggers. Please be aware, because your reactionary steps to skin is a very bad space for you to be doing any sort of skincare. So let's get out of this. This is the first myth that I feel you people have to break. Okay, so moving forward into more learning now. First is, what are the skincare tips, which are very specific to people. Now, this is what the specifics are. Now, for instance, you have acne, you have dandruff, you have skin pigment, and you want a brighter skin. These are the common things that I hear from my patients. So I would like to share certain specific skincare tips. Now, when you get acne, you have to decide whether you want to do simple things or you can do more things. It depends on your need. And you should associate your dermatologist with this conversation and say, ma'am or sir, I would love to have just a normal skincare routine, which I feel is enough. Or you can say, I've done all this skincare routine, I'm not seeing the change. Can we do a procedure? Of course, it's the doctor's duty to guide you. This is available, but you can also express yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. So for acne, as dermatologists, we give you a routine, and the common acne creams involve benzoyl peroxide. You have Dapsone, you have clindamycin. These are all what you know. But there are newer things which I want you to know, like trifarotene and a combination of tretinoin if done in the right way. These two are very effective. And you also have specific procedures nowadays. See, acne was something which we wouldn't touch if it is closer to the functions. But now we have something called as a blue light laser. The blue light laser is capable of giving you results in 72 hours. So if you have active acne and you are very upset about it, you have done the lifestyle and the creams and the medications, then come for blue light. Don't just jump into blue light unless this is something which is really important for you. Please go stepwise. The second thing was dandruff. Now, dandruff is something which troubles most of the people. Remember these three crucial things. Dandruff is not a disease, it's a sequel. You can't go and take one product and expect it to be gone. You have to learn to maintain the dandruff. Don't go to doctor and take it for some days and stop it. You have to control and maintain. So dandruff is something. How many of you suffer from dandruff? Write D in the chat box. So universal, right? Most of the people have dandruff at some point or the other. Now we come to the most common thing that we hear for Indian skin type, and that is skin pigment and brightness. So remember, when you are doing some sort of a skin pigment improvement or brightness, we as Indians have a tendency to tan. So the sunscreen that you take cannot be only SPF. It has to have Boot Star rating PA triple plus. You can write this down. PA triple plus is something which protects you from UVA rays. That is what causes tanning, whereas UVB causes photo damage. So read the label, it should be broad spectrum sunscreen. Don't buy any sunscreen and say it's SPF 50, SPF 100, not effective. So the inside thing is you should have a PA triple plus or 4 plus, and it should be a UVA filter. All right. So the next thing is you want to glow on your skin. Always remember, if your lifestyle is not okay, there's no glow. Please bring in the lifestyle, then ask for improvement and enhancement. So how do you improve the brightness of your skin? You have beautiful antioxidants which you can consume. You can improve your iron, your B12 levels. Remember, I find it very common that most people are deficient. Please check your levels. And there are simple procedures. Again, here you play a role. Now, if you're having a important function coming up, and you are running around for invites, shopping, blouse altering, can you do a procedure? Of course not. Choose when you have to do your procedure, right? Your dermatologist should be able to guide you, say no to you, that this is not the time, this is the time. Okay, so please make sure that you are having that sort of a clarity with your doctor. So applications are good enough. You have oral tablets. Glutathione is something people like talking about. I prefer oral tablets. IV injections are also there, but with a lot of care, because glutathione doesn't have same results for everybody. Now we come to procedures for skincare, just a touch point so you know what is done for what. Blue light laser, as I already shared, is for active acne. You have Q switch laser, which is a laser device. What is a laser? It's a machine. It will give you light. It will be target. So Q switch laser target is melanin or the brown pigment. Blue light laser gets into acne, destroys the bacteria. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Then you have fractional CO2. This creates a grid and peels the skin off. This is one of the good things to do if you have pits and pores, acne pores. This is a wonderful technique for you to do. And chemical peels. Again, the choice of all these things depends on your skin, your profession. Like if you are in the aviation industry, I don't suggest you do it commonly. Be very careful. Civil engineers, people in the real estate construction, or people who are always in front of screens. Please remember, screen is also UV rays, right? You need a sunscreen even if you're at home. How many of you use a sunscreen every day? Tell me. Write S in the chat box. Do people write a sunscreen? I'm going to tell you at the end of it what you can use for children. This is something I will help you. Thank you so much for sharing that you are all using your sunscreens. Wonderful to know. Random is not the right thing, Shiva. We have to do a sunscreen every day. Okay, most of you do, which I'm happy to know. So let's move forward. We are done with these procedures. You are clear about it. This is an overview. There's a lot more to it. We will discuss with time. But for now, we talk about skin glow. Now you don't want to do anything complicated. You just want a radiance. You want something very simple. You don't have time to do these things. You are very busy. Like you probably are conducting the wedding, lot of shopping to do. We do medical facials. We do something called as biosimulators. These are certain small little injections on the skin which has peptides, which are proteins, and hyaluronic acid for giving you a dewy glow sort of a feel for the wedding. Skin boosters are also small little tiny injections. These are very commonly done. If you're not aware, please inquire with your doctor. Glutathione I shared with you. Glutathione is actually a tablet, IV injection. This picture is wrong, so please forgive us. So the next thing is procedures for acne also. We have covered. Now let's go to this important topic called, do you use makeup? So makeup is a problem for a lot of people. In the sense, you want the makeup because you want to cover all the blemishes because you're going to work. At the same time, you cannot be using makeup because it's aggravating your acne. Anybody has been in this situation? Type me. Yes. So it's quite difficult for people to figure out what is the right makeup. Even for your wedding, even for the men, people do makeups. If you're going to a photo shoot before the wedding, they are going to put makeup on you. Remember, if there are things like silicons and parabens in your makeup, you end up having a very thick layer, which is going to be on your skin for long, and it avoids breathability and it clogs your pores. There are specific makeups for acne prone skin. You already know that it should be non-comedogenic. See water-based sunscreens or creams makeups. There are tinted sunscreens which can also help as makeup. So these are all some ways in which you can help yourself. Another important thing is if you use sunscreens which have microplastics, like you have put a lipstick, it has a microplastic, and you have consumed it, it can disrupt your hormones. So makeup choice is something very crucial. We'll have to be mindful of it. Yeah, so let's deep dive on it on a later series. But this is for you to know that you have to be careful about the right product. If you're acne prone, go for fluid, light gel based, non-comedogenic water based makeup. There are a lot of acne friendly makeup brands. At the same time, there are dermatology products which can act as makeup but treat acne. So inquire with your dermatologist about these things. So finally, I want to ask you, how do you care for your hair? Hair is another problem, which is a very big problem. Hair loss before wedding is very common because a wedding is a very stressful time for most of us. Even the first year post-wedding is when you continue to lose your hair because you have a different new person, a new situation, new environment. And honestly, on a study conducted, marriage was considered as a high-level stressor. So hair fall is very common. I always advise check on your nutrition and your hormones, certain tests like iron, vitamin D, B12, thyroid. The next thing is try to use mild products. You have to be careful that your scalp is healthy. If you have dandruff and boils, first treat that. Don't jump into hair care. And the products that you use, learn about it. If you're using protein based, short term is fine. If you're using minoxidil, it's lifelong. You have to have the mindset that you're going to use it lifelong. Who should guide you? We should guide you, and we should have the right conversations. Please ask this to your dermatologist whom you're visiting as well. And ideally, a 6 month prior startage of anything is useful for hair, because it takes 3 months for you to see hair fall control and another 3 months to see the growth. And another important thing is if there is a visibility, you can always use a camouflage wherein certain powders, we say nanofibers, can protect this. Okay. So are you learning something out of what I have shared so far? If you're learning, please write L in the chat box. Is this something you're going to be able to implement in your life or share it with your family? Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. So now, I would want to share with you that I would like to know how further I can support you in making sure that if you want a few more master classes which are free of this series, what are the topics that you would like to learn about? If you want to connect with us either for a consult or you want to follow us to know more, that is also welcome. So we will be giving you a form at the end where you can share what are the things that you would like to learn about. So it's our commitment to keep this masterclass series as a free masterclass series. We want it's an educative sort of an approach. So please let us know what is it that you would want to know to clarify so that it will be helpful for us to further it. Okay, so I hope this gave value to you. And now I think we'll open up for a few of the questions before we end the topic. So Rajini wants to know, sorry, Shiv Kumar wants to know what vegetables are best. Honestly, everything which is locally available, seasonally available, Shiv Kumar, has to be consumed. These are some things which really help. And our traditionally made dishes of palyas or sabzis or stir fries are the best because we knew when to add the turmeric, when to add the curry leaves, etc. So please make use of all the information that we have. So Posaram wants to ask for Milia treatment. Sure, Posaram, please come by. I would like to help you. Which sunscreen can we use for children is what Divya has asked. So Divya, sunscreens generally, you have to be careful that these are purely mineral sunscreens. You'll have to read the label. You cannot use an adult sunscreen for children. You have pediatric sunscreens which have zinc oxide, titanium dioxides. These are not absorbed into the skin, and these are also safe for pregnant ladies and elderly people. So I would like to share these are the sunscreens. Certain brands like Sunstop 19, Sanocin baby sunscreen, Cetaphil. These are all good brands for you to try. What all we should use daily, like a sunscreen moisturizer serum. So, Sumati, generally for all people, you have to use a good face wash, a good moisturizer, sunscreen. These are the basics. So, what you have to understand is for a basic face wash, you understood today what is your skin type. Accordingly, you should use. You cannot have harsh face wash. It has to be gentle one. Always remember moisturizer is important right after it. If you're using serum, now serum is something people love using. No, you've seen it on Instagram, but what serum to use? Generally, there are people who are allergic to aloe vera, vitamin C, so many things. So depends on your age. If you are a little younger, basic antioxidant based serums, which have glutathione, are wonderful. If you have acne prone skin, niacinamide. If you're having mature skin, you want a little bit of anti-aging, hyaluronic acid. Serums are active ingredients. It's not mild. So you have to take 4 drops, full face, then put moisturizer and sunscreen. Sunscreen quantity is always 2 fingertip unit. It has to be half a teaspoon. I know it sounds more, but otherwise it doesn't give you what it promises. Even if you're sitting in front of the screen, please use your sunscreen. Okay, so face wash, serum, moisturizer, sunscreen is your basics. Night you can repeat face wash, serum, moisturizer, or use an active ingredient to treat what is the problem. Okay, so Mati, I hope this is clear for you. And sunscreens for kids, I already shared, Rashmi. So can you use Sanosin for adults as well? Not really. Sanosin is essentially for a pediatric one.